Hello, this is Dr. Ubashadow MD, and I'm here to talk about and slash review the Star Trek Adventures roleplay game. Me and my friends have just finished the first season, the first season of Misadventures, which I deemed the test season. Um, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description. It's probably be in the playlist that this is gonna go in on, so it's probably easiest to find it too. Um, Yeah, and we are thinking about either continuing the story or just starting a new one with less inconsistencies, maybe. We haven't decided yet. But Star Trek Adventures is a uh, 2D20 game system, which you could use. There are rules and situations that you get to roll more than 2D20s, but primarily a 2D20 game with like a couple D6s for like damages and other finagling things, but we'll get into that later. Um, I really like this. This is uh I've the only games I've been able to DM so far is this one, and I am doing a homebrewed Dungeons and Dragons game, which I'll also later be doing stories of in the future. I don't know when, but I digress. Anywho, Star Trek Adventures. I I really like this. Like, the character creation was really simple to follow. We only got like stuck on a couple, like one or two things, but it eventually fixed itself out. Um, you could you could pick from a long like range of character races, ranging from human and Vulcans, naturally, to Tellarites, Andorians. I can't find book. I can't find it. Am I? Anywho, also Deoblians. Deoblians were a nice touch, and Tellarites. Um, the only thing I don't like, they have almost every founding member. Oh, and Trills, just Trills too. They have every founding member of the Federation except for Catarians, which I hope they come out with the next expansion of the game. But I'm surprised they didn't have it here because they were kind of one of the founding like I don't think they were founding members, but they're like one of the first members of Federation, so it's weird they didn't include the Catarians. I don't know, it's one little thing I don't like about the race picking. Um, yeah, so, like in D&D, you have like this, like, strength checks and stuff. Um, well, in Star Trek Adventures, your character is broken down into, like, instead of checks, it's like tasks. And they range from a difficulty of 1 to 5, where you have to roll under, meet or under a certain number that is the combination of two of your like numbers in your character sheet from disciplines and attributes. Like, for example, a perception check in Star Trek Adventures would be, I think, would be security and presence, since it's a security like thing, and you're trying to see if you're aware of any presence. So you have two different numbers for those two things. You add those two numbers together, and you have to roll under or meet it. One thing that's different in this game than other games, whereas a 20 is a crit and a 1 is a fail, in Star Trek Adventures, a 1 is a crit and 20 is a fail. So, um, So attributes range from control, daring, fitness, insight, presence, and reason, which are like personal things. And then disciplines are like the different departments of the Federation, like security, science, medicine, engineering, con, and command. So, well, anywho, so that's how like those things work out. Also on your character sheet, um, there's like a whole process where you figure out where you're from, like what type of upbringing that also contributes to your character, like attributes and disciplines, which I really like. It's not like you're rolling numbers and stuff. It's sort of you picking stuff. It's sort of like you're also picking where you want to put stuff, but if you really want, like, if you want a certain upbringing, you have to take those sets of circumstances for those attributes or disciplines. Like, one would be, I don't know, one would be like you're from like your home world, um, like a rural or like city or something like that, and it'll come with like +1 to control, to daring, stuff like that. So if you want a certain thing, you have to take the whatever it comes with. You can also pick from six focuses that your character's like has expertise in. Like I made a Andorian doctor. He's focused in emergency medicine, xenobiology, trauma surgery, infectious diseases, computers, and small crafts. Computers for a doctor? I don't know why, but I had it written down anyway. It didn't say I couldn't. There's, I guess, little restrictions, but he has a little computer on the side. Um, Focus. If a focus applies, your crit range increases by the what discipline you're using for that task. So, if you're doing a science, your science is 3, then your crit range instead of 1 will be to 3. So you can crit in any in between those. Um, values. Values are like what's important to your character, and once per game, like you can use like each one once per game to reroll a d20 if it applies to the situation. Then you have like different talents, which is like talents are like feats or like special abilities that you can call upon. Um, Stress is weird. Like you don't have normal health, you have stress, and I think your stress is calculated by your fitness and your security. I think, and it's really easy to die in this game. Like my doctor has 11 stress. If he hits 0 and takes, I think, 2 non-lethals or 1 lethal, you'll be dead. If you take more than 5 damage in a hit, you take a serious injury, uh, 2 or more serious injuries, and you're dead. So it's weird. Although I'm still a little fuzzy about the combat and like death and things. Another thing about like once I'm on the little fuzzy thing, like on the funny things, is you also get a ship. You can create a ship. It's sort of like creating a character, but it's like they have its own like instead of disciplines and attributes, it's systems and departments, which is basically the same thing. And they work the same way for tasks, but I have like there's a little like fuzzy thing like when I'm looking through the rules for ship destruction, they tell you it's if it takes if you take a certain amount of breaches equal to its size, then it's destroyed. That's if you're doing it with like a large scale battle, and you need to do quick kills. That's the only thing I saw, so I don't know how it is in like one-on-one ship battles, like to calculate if the ship dies or not. It's weird. Um, Other than that, you get to pick from a range in ships ranging from I think we used a Miranda class ship for our story. You can get Intrepid, Galaxy class, Defiant, Excelsior class. Um, Excelsior class, Constitution, Constellation. You can just pick from a long range of things. So, you can pick from any range of ships. They also come with their own talents. Weapons, um, shields are like stress for characters, so it's their health. It comes with power, and there's like certain rules for power, like you can't do a certain amount of things, but for a house rule for our games, I kind of been ignoring it, since they're still iffy about the game. So I don't want to throw too many things at them. So I've been kind of ignoring that for now. Um, but yeah, I really like it. Um, I like all these like rules and interactions. Things I don't like. Things I don't like is not a lot of non-specifics. A lot of things I've been coming up ran into like recently. I know it's not a very Federation or a Star Trek-y thing to do, but I thought it was kind of reversal for them. Was that they got captured by enemies while they're still in a shuttlecraft, and they wanted to shoot one of their phasers at the incoming guards. I don't know how ship weapons equate like, to like humans. Like, are they instantaneously disintegrated? What is the damage rating for that? I don't know. Book didn't know. So, it's just the non-specifics a lot. Or another instance. I don't know. There's a lot of non-specifics in here that you'll come to, and it's like, oh, what do I do? I don't know. So, overall, it's a pretty good game, and we're gonna continue playing it. But I need to do a little break because I'm also doing Dungeons and Dragons, like I said, and writing both stories at the same time is getting kind of difficult. So, I just need a break for Star Trek for a little bit to figure out what we're doing, because I might do like another house, like we're trying to do something like house rule-y thingy where they feel it's kind of weird they're not leveling up like in Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm gonna see if I can accommodate for that. But we'll see. Overall, yeah. I suggest anyone who's a Star Trek fan try to get into this. One last thing. This game feels like it's built for at least 5 to 4 people. And since I only have 2, it's kind of hard building the story around 2 people. Since it's a starship, it needs to like ship combat. Like do people take turns on their stations? And since I only have a first officer and a chief engineer, it's kind of hard. So I've been having them take turns with the ship, doing whatever they want to do. But in actual combat, you need like 5 people to control each station. And it's weird. So that's another thing I don't like. That it feels like it's for like four or more people instead of like how many you want, like normal roleplay games. Other than that, any Star Trek fan should really try getting into this. Like, it's great. Hope you see. I hope you like more in the future of us playing this. And until next time.